You talked about the killings of the school children, and a few days ago we were hearing the president of the U.S. saying that no, it was Iran who, it's not the Americans who killed them. So how do you respond to something like that?
Yeah, this is very clear. You know, there are videos, there are satellites, GPS files, so many other documents that they know it was already a school and it was used as a school. Even very simply, if somebody goes to see the Google map, for example, they will see that this is a school, and even the kids are in the playground of the school. And there is no possibility to refrain from their responsibility. And we will legally and internationally follow the case and the subject, and we'll bring, inshallah, God willing, the aggressors and anybody who is responsible, especially the high-ranking officials in USA and the Zionist regime, inshallah, to the courts.
And the objectives of the U.S. have been changing. One, they say they want to end the nuclear issues, then limiting Iran's regional influence, then so many. So how do you characterize how the shifting reasons for attacking Iran from the U.S. and particularly the U.S. actually?
You know, as everybody knows, this was a very unprovoked war. We were in the middle of negotiations again with the U.S. indirectly through Oman country for the second round. For the first time, of course, already we had one agreement with some countries, including USA. We call it as the agreement which we have reached in 2015 at JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. President Trump, during his first round of presidency, he withdrew from that agreement, which was very clearly reply to the concerns of anybody through UN Security Council resolution. I mean that agreement is part of the UN Security Council resolution 2231. And there was no hesitation that our nature of the nuclear activities is peaceful. And President Trump, during his first round of presidency, withdrew from that agreement. And when he came again to power, again this in 2024, right?
25.
Starting 2025. 2025, we have started some sort of negotiation with U.S. to reply to their questions and to solve their concerns regarding peaceful nature of our nuclear activity. In the midst of the negotiations, they attacked Iran on June 2025, and it was that imposed 12 days war with our country. But you know how it was ended. We ended that war. Iran ended that war, and they couldn't achieve their goals because even they didn't know what they want themselves. After some months, again we entered to second round of negotiations, indirect negotiations with US through Oman, with mediation of the Oman. And just again, in the mid of that negotiations, they again attacked our country. We have just passed the third round of negotiation, indirect negotiations, which was held in Geneva, and it was fruitful. Every party of that negotiations were happy, even the US, but unfortunately they have started this war against our country on 28th February 2026. The reason that they are changing their words is that they don't know what they want themselves, especially under this current administration in the US. Their policy, even it seems, is not clear for themselves. Sometimes are talking about regime change, sometimes are talking about the their concerns regarding nuclear activity of Iran. Sometimes are talking about the missile defense and missile facilities of Iran, defensive facilities of Iran. Sometimes are talking about, for example, humanitarian situation inside Iran. That, for example, that Iranian government killed rioters 1 month, 2 months ago, which was not a reality, but they are making their own narratives of this type of things that is happening. While they don't know what they want themselves, therefore they are changing their words time to time. Recently I've been looking what news and some experts were talking. They said it's easier for us to analyze the foreign policy of the Iran, okay, until to have the analysis regarding the policies of the President Trump in U.S. Therefore, very clear reply, my very clear reply to your question, that why they are doing their policy, their words, is that they don't know what they want themselves. Because it is unprovoked act of aggression against our country.
Is it possible that because in 2 times you are negotiating and they are attacking the country, is it still possible to have conversations with the United States, seeing that it is not honest? When it is negotiating with you, it is again attacking you.
It is very hard again to go to negotiation tables. The situation is this time is very different. As I have told you, and every time our high-ranking officials already told them, maybe they can start something or war against our country, but we will end it. And this time it's very serious, and they are receiving very serious damages to their facilities, to the US bases in our region, to the Israelis' territories, to their facilities which are used against our country. But unfortunately, from other side, they are killing our people in their home. There are some documents and something that are, as I have told you, for example, they have destructed the hospitals. They have attacked to the TV broadcastings. They have attacked to the schools, pharmaceutical facilities. These are totally civilian facilities which are not possible to attack, but they are doing attack against these facilities. They have killed many Iranian people. Therefore, from other side, of course, our reply was very strong. They know it themselves. As you may saw in the news, they are trying to have the very strong censorship about the news, about the casualties, about the destructions of the missile attacks of our country to their cities. Of course, we attacked mostly to military facilities and the facilities that are used against our country. Therefore, it's very important to mention again that they have started, but we will end the war. And coming back to the negotiation table is very hard. There will be, I think, so many different preconditions for going back again to negotiation table with the US. Let us see what will happen in future. But it is very hard to go to negotiation table, but the situation is totally different than what we already had.
Yeah, and actually related to that, I've seen also Donald Trump many times say Iran is coming to us to say we want to talk. Can you decisively tell us Iran is not interested in talking now?
We are not talking on the media. The US officials are talking on the media. But we are not only talking on the media. We have been talking on the negotiation tables for 2 rounds. But they have betrayed to the diplomacy and the table of the diplomacy. On June 2025, in the middle of the negotiations, they have attacked. And again, on 28th February 2026, on the middle of negotiations, they have attacked to our country. Therefore, it is very hard to make decision how would be the future, but let's see what will happen. And as I have mentioned, going back to the negotiation table is very hard. But let's see what will be.
Uganda's got about in the Middle East, in Oman, in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, all those countries. And they're genuinely concerned about the situation there. So the question, when you look through what Ugandans are saying, they wonder, why is the war spreading to countries of the Middle East and not restricted to Iran and Israel, the two protagonists?
The situation at this time is different. This is not only Iran Zionist regime crisis or war. Especially this round is very more clear than before that the U.S. has its own policy regarding region. They had something in their mind which is not at all acceptable, especially for a revolutionary people like Iranian people. We had the revolution in our country 47 years ago to keep the control of the country in the hand of our own people. The people should make decisions for themselves by themselves, not through the others. This will not be something that you will give it to the others to make decisions for you. Recently, I had very good narratives from one of our colleagues. He was saying that the U.S. president do not have the permission and do not have the right and authority to select a mayor for example, New York. And they believe on the democracy, for example, okay? But how is that they are thinking for colonialism outside of the U.S.? And then this was the reason that the president of the U.S. was saying that for the selection of the future leader of the Islamic Republic of the Iran, he should be consulted. How is it possible? Who are you that you want to be the consultation partner of the selection of the Iranian leader? Therefore, this is the reason that they are making a problem for themselves and also for the people, for the countries in other parts of the world.
And Iran had started to reach out to members of the region in the Gulf. Doesn't this one now, take away those plans of having cordial relationship with the members of the Gulf?
We were and we are in very, very close cooperation, coordination, and negotiations with our neighboring countries. They are our brotherly countries. We have no problem with them. Part of your previous question was related to this, that how is the relation between Iran and the countries in the region, and why it is not only concentrated for something between Iran and America or Israel and like this. The U.S. is using the territories of our neighboring countries in south part of Persian Gulf. And we have already told them if there would be something happen against our country, and the facilities of the U.S. in those countries would be used against our country, we will attack the U.S. facilities and U.S. bases in anywhere around our country, which is possible to attack it. And we have done this immediately after the U.S. started war against our country. Therefore, I want to say that we didn't attack our neighboring countries, which are friendly countries to us. We have been in very close negotiation with them. But we attacked to the U.S. Bases and U.S. facilities in those places. And we very clearly have told to our neighboring countries, especially in south part of the Persian Gulf, that they should not let their water, their air, and their territories to be used against our country. If it would happen, we will attack the places that the foreign troops like USA or Zionist regime are using against our country. Therefore, these are only our very, very elementary, possibility to attack to the bases and the facilities of the foreign troops which are used against our country from our neighboring countries, especially currently in the south part of the Persian Gulf.
And the other one that is also affecting many parts of the world is the energy, the fuel. Even here, fuel has started going up. So how do you many people are concerned about the rising cost of energy, because it is much of what comes here comes from there. So how would you respond to a Ugandan who is genuinely concerned about rising cost of fuel?
Unfortunately, this is what the problem that the U.S. and Zionist regime are making for the people in the war. Before starting war and during our negotiations, we repeatedly have told them that if you start any war against our country, it will have its own consequences, not only for Iran, not only for the region in the West Asia, but also for the world. But they didn't listen carefully to what we have been told and the other experts they have told them. And this is why what we are seeing now. This is the responsibility of those countries. This is the responsibility of the Zionist regime and the USA regime to reply to the problem that they have made for the circulation of the energy and transportation of the energy, especially from the Persian Gulf and Hormuz Strip.
And we've seen in the last round of bombings in Iran, they have started attacking energy facilities. Isn't they taking a very dangerous route now? Because when you attack that, we have also seen Iran responding, with attacks on some, particularly in Bahrain. So, are we headed in a very dangerous territory now?
This is very clear, and there are very tangible and direct rules and regulations that is preventing the countries to attack to such a facilities, as you said, because it will have its own, it will make its own problem. For example, environmental problem. But this is what they have already done. They have attacked, 2 days ago, I think, they have attacked to our energy facilities, energy storages in the city, in Tehran. And we had a lot of air pollution, and it was very, very hard situation for the people in our country, especially in that attack in Tehran. But we have all the right to reply. We have all the right to reply. Internationally, it is accepted. But we are not doing the same as them. But sometimes, while you are doing and defending yourself, it has its own side effects. Sometimes the side effects is causing such a situation for the facilities of the other countries too.
And the election of the new Supreme Leader, we saw, first of all, by the way, in Uganda, you are actually elsewhere, many places. Iran has got a lot of support from outside. Even within the United States, people are really supportive of of what Iran is doing. People believe that it is a just war, and I even saw you at the iftar. When you are mentioned, people were very excited to see you. So people think that Iran is doing some good work for the world of the oppressed. So what is your message on the new supreme leader, now that Iran has got a new supreme leader, and the United States and Israel have already said that is also a subject of targeting, because any new leader, they say is ready for being targeted. But generally speaking, what should the world expect now with the new leader?
You know, there will be no change in the policy. We have the principles and thoughts of great supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Islamic Revolution, late Ayatollah Khomeini. And what his idea was the same thing that our martyred supreme leader Ayatollah Khomeini has followed for 37 years. And he also very, very carefully managed the country, lead the country to the point that the Islamic Revolution would go. And for our new supreme leader is also the way to go is very clear, and he has very, very good situation to continue the principles of the Islamic rules and regulations and the ideas of the two late leaders. Therefore, they should be very confident, the people of the world and those who are our friends and are very cautious about the situation inside Iran. I can make them confident that nothing negative will happen, and hopefully we will have very good leadership in our country, and the current and new leader will also follow the same way that our two late leaders already they were going, and there will be no change in the policy. And the oppressors should think that how to manage their relations and how to adjust their policy against our country, because we will follow the ideas of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Islamic Revolution, and the two late supreme leaders.
Two last questions. The first, before, one of the reasons the Americans advanced for attacking was, the demonstrations in Iran by some Iranians. And now they said they were coming to protect civilians. Now what is happening is they are attacking the civilians. So how would you respond to some people, actually many some in outside Iran, who are encouraging the U.S. to attack their country, yet now the very people who they said they are protecting are the very people paying the price for the attack?
You know, the ideas, the Islamic Revolution belongs to Iranian people. Okay, even sometimes maybe some people very clearly have some protests regarding the economic situation in the country, and this is their very accepted right to protest and to raise their ideas regarding the problems in economic situation of the country. But as you said, for the riots 2 months ago in our country, it was very peaceful riot of some people, some retailers, for example, some business people, and it was accepted, and we were negotiating, and their representatives were negotiating with the governmental officials, including president of our country. But at the mid of this type of very peaceful protests regarding the economic situation of in the country, some terrorists and rioters came in. They entered, they have been armed, they have been trained by Zionist regime, and maybe even US. They were trying, they have received some support, for example, as the president of the US said, if there will be anything, or if the Iranian government will kill the people in the streets, we will intervene, we will help them. Therefore, they have tried to make troubles for us, but these rioters and terrorists start killing the people from inside. And the police forces, they did not have permission to shoot the terrorists, to shoot the rioters, which were damaging the public facilities, public properties. But after 2 days, they have received some permission, and immediately everything was clear, and the rioters couldn't do anything more. But on the first days of the protest, while the rioters came in and they have entered and they have started to kill the people, that was the main problem, that so many Iranian people were killed at that time on the first days. But when the police forces and the armies started to shoot the terrorists, everything was clear very soon. And in current condition, they thought, the US and the Zionist regime thought, if they make any attack against our country, they can again bring and demonstrate bring to the rioters again to do something against the government. But this was very miscalculation of those regimes against our country. Iranian people are supporting the system, are supporting the Islamic Revolution and Islamic Republic of Iran because they know the revolution for themselves. And as much as the Iranian people are supporting their system, the government, the revolution, as the people of the world are seeing these days, even under the attacks, military attacks, under their missiles, under the air forces attacks in different cities in Iran, the people are in the streets. They are showing their support to the government and to the system. And this is one of the reasons that there is any room, any place for the terrorists or rioters to come in the streets to show themselves. Because the people are in the streets and they are supporting. Therefore, while the people are supporting, while the people are showing them their interest to keep safe the Islamic Revolution in our country, there will be no problem for the revolution to go ahead with the policy and ideas of the great leaders and the principles of the rules and Islamic rules and regulations.
And finally, we've seen pictures coming out of Iran, but we don't see anything coming out of Israel. They say it's the only democracy in the Middle East, but it does not allow the media to work for us to know what is happening. So do you have a sense of how Israel looks like in these retaliation attacks on them from Iran?
As you said, we are not seeing enough videos from what is happening there. But we know, and our military officers, military officials, they know to which points they are attacking. Sometimes, because they are making something as shelter, human shelter. But we know that we are, for example, attacking one very important facility in the Israel. But beside that, there are some residential units, probably, which we are doing our job, as the military people are saying, very carefully. Okay? But sometimes when there is a very small thing happening for the residential units, for example, or civilians, they only let the journalists or the other cameramans to make videos and photos and to broadcast only those parts. Not the casualties, not the what Iran has done against its own very special ideas, to which point to attack and which type of facilities we attack. Then they are trying to to impose to the ideas of the people in the world that Iran is attacking their reservations, which is not at all true. But from other side, the people are seeing what is happening in Iran, and they are very happy. The Zionist regime and the regime in the USA, they are very happy. That they are attacking, and out of their attack, the Iranian civilians are killed. I remember one time last week, the US president said that we are killing so many Iranians, and even they cannot count the number of their casualties. And recently, the US president even said that if it would be necessary, we will attack the people to make more casualties for them. And they unshamefully are repeating these things in the media. And especially because of this, we had the note of our permanent mission in New York to the UN for the Secretary General of the UN. And we have prevented them to consider these are very criminal acts of aggression, and internationally even threatening of doing such a thing is prohibited. But unfortunately, they are exercising it, and they have killed a very big number of the Iranian people in different cities. But what we have done is against very clear facilities which are not related to the civilians.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Unless you have something to add, I am fine with.
Thank you so much. It's very necessary to mention that we have all possibility to defend ourselves. We have the legal right to self-defense. And we are hopefully strong enough militarily to protect our country. We have never started any war since more than 300 years till now against our neighboring countries. But we could defend ourselves, especially after Islamic revolution in our country on 1979. We didn't lose any part of our territory by the aggression, by the wars that those arrogants started against our country. They have imposed us immediately 2 years after the Islamic Revolution to impose war by Saddam regime against our country for 8 years. But we defend our country without any support from other countries, while many other foreign countries were supporting Saddam regime. But we didn't lose any part of our country. Again, they are trying to do so many things against our country. They don't want Iran to exist on the map of the world. But this is very miscalculation of them. Iranian people are supporting their country. We have very long and civilized we are very long-lasting and civilized country. We have something like, I think, 7,000 written history. Therefore, it is not easy to combat Iranian people and try to go ahead with their policies against our country. They have started the war. We will finish it. And hopefully, Iranian people will be victorious in this war too. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for talking to us.
Thank you so much.